Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 13th of January 1978, and the title is Make Preparations Instead of Waiting. Baba is always happy to see his children. At present, compared to all the other souls of the world, every child of mine is elevated, and in the future, they also become worthy to be worshipped by the world. Seeing such souls who are worthy of the most elevated praise and worship, the ones who are yogi and gyani, and with all the divine virtues, constant world servers, who are always lost in love for BapDada and constantly cooperate with him, the Father experiences such great happiness. Although all of you are number-wise, yet compared to the rest of the world, even the last bead of the rosary is great. Knowing this greatness in praise of yours, do you conduct yourselves accordingly? Or, while moving along, do you consider yourselves to be ordinary? The alokik life and the alokik task you have received through the alokik Father is not something ordinary. Even today, devotees place the last bead on their eyes because even the last bead is a star of BapDada's eyes. It is the light of the eyes. Even today, they place such jewels of light on their eyes, while knowing and speaking of your elevated fortune. Do not become unaware of it. Once you had the firm faith in your mind together with an honest heart that you were a child of the Father, the praise and attainment from that 1 second were so great. Do you know how large your lottery win is when you become a direct child of the Father? Within 1 second, your name and sanskars change from those of a Shudra to those of a Brahmin. In this game of 1 second, the world, the sanskars, the attitude, vision, and awareness change. Yet you forget such elevated second. Even today, people of the world have not forgotten it. You souls changed while going around the cycle, but the people of the world have not forgotten it. They become so happy when they speak of your fortune. They think that they have attained God. You souls are the embodiments of experience who receive all attainments. Therefore, since the souls of the world have not forgotten this, why do you forget it? You should not forget it, but you do. What newness will you show BapDada in this new year? According to the time you were all given, you should all appear to be perfect. According to the aim, all Brahmin souls should have completed all their efforts. You are all ready for transformation, are you not? The time that you Brahmins have been given is not for making effort for yourselves, but every thought and every word of you children of the bestower has to be used in giving all the treasures you have attained to all souls of the world. This extra time is not for your own efforts, but is the time for giving others your virtues and treasures. If you use this time and treasures for yourself instead of the purpose for which Baba gave them to you, you are being dishonest with the treasures entrusted to you. This year is the special year for Brahmins to become great donors and bestowers of blessings. Just as you make monthly programs and have a special month for yoga and a special month for service, so too, according to the drama, you have been given this extra time to become great donors. Even now, all of you know very well the old language, the old situations, and the old customs and systems. This year, time should not be spent on this. Just as you have surrendered yourself to the Father, so now surrender all your time, attainments, knowledge, virtues, and powers in serving the world. Whatever thought you have, check whether it is for world service. By surrendering everything for service, you will very quickly become complete. When you make a special program for service, then because you are busy in a special task, you do not pay so much attention to having rest or having facilities for yourself, or even the trivial tests that may arise from other souls. You ignore all of those because you constantly have your task in front of you and remain busy in that. You do not use time for yourself, but for service. In the same way, in the new year, by remaining busy in this task and by using every second and every thought for service, you will pass all tests in such a way that it will be as though there were none. You won't even think about what the situation was or why it happened. By surrendering yourself in love for service, all the big and little tests will automatically surrender themselves. Just as the form and name of something change when put into a fire, in the same way, any test will change into an attainment. You will not be afraid of the word Maya, but will instead constantly dance in the happiness of being victorious. When you experience Maya being your slave, would you be afraid of her, or would you slave be your server? When you surrender yourself to service, Maya will automatically surrender to you. However, when you do not surrender yourself, Maya also takes her chance. By taking her chance, she becomes a chancellor over Brahmins. Do not allow Maya to become your chancellor. You, yourself, should take any chance for service and become a chancellor. Now, do you understand why you have been given this time? Now, stop complaining. According to the present time, everyone has to become complete. A soul who is completely full never complains. Such a soul doesn't use the language. It just happens. It happens like that all the time. In the new year, there should be a new language and new experiences. It feels good to take care of old things, but not so good to use them. So why do you use them? Put them away carefully for 5,000 years. Do not have love for the old things. Always consider yourself to be practically like the Father, an embodiment of one who grants vision to all the bhagat souls, the beggar souls, and the thirsty souls. The queues of all three are very long. Engage yourself in finishing these queues. Quench the thirst of the thirsty souls. Give alms to the begging souls. Show the path of meeting God as the fruit of bhakti to the bhagats. When you become busy in finishing these queues, your queue of all questions will come to an end. Do not wait in anticipation of time, but make preparations to make all three types of souls complete. Now, you will not ask when destruction will take place, will you? Finish this queue of questions, and the time for transformation will also finish. Do you not feel that the confluence age is more elevated than the golden age? Have you become tired? You ask when destruction will take place because you are tired. Baba has extreme love for the children. Baba likes this Mela, and the children like heaven. You will be in heaven for 21 births, but you will not receive this confluence age again. So do not become tired. Engage yourself in service, and you will experience the practical fruit of it. Your future fruit is fixed, but you will not be able to experience this instant fruit throughout the entire kalpa. Therefore, listen to the call of your bhagats and become merciful, great donors, and play your part of being the great charitable souls. Acha, to such obedient children of the Father who have determined thoughts and become obedient within a second, to the world benefactors, the great donors and the bestowers of blessings, who, like the Father, make everyone complete. To those who remain constantly busy in service, to such children who are equal to the Father, BapDada's love, remembrance, and namaste. BapDada meeting dadis. What one thing is everyone waiting for? The answer to the riddle of the beginning. Who am I? This will continue until the end. Everyone is in anticipation of knowing who they will be in the future and where they will be in the rosary. When all this anticipation finish, everyone discusses this with one another and asks, who will become part of the 8? Who will become part of the 100? There is no question of who will become part of the 16,000, but of who will ultimately become part of the 8 and the 100. The foreigners wonder which rosary they will become part of, and those who came at the beginning wonder whether they themselves have a place in the rosary, or only those who have come last. What is the result? Baba has the account book, but he hasn't fixed the position of anyone. How did you select the winner in the art competition? First, you made a short list of good ones, and then you chose the first, second, and third numbers. You first have to make a short list and then place them number-wise. So now, the short list has been made, but as yet no one is fixed. What will happen to those who come at the end? There are always some seats kept empty till the end. Even when reservations are made, they keep a quota aside till the end. However, out of the handful selected from the many, there are a lucky few. Acha, in which rosary are you? Have hopes in yourself? There will be one or another wonderful aspect on the basis of which your hopes will be fulfilled. The specialty of the 8 jewels lies in one particular aspect. The practical memorial of the 8 jewels is special in that you are able to see every power in their practical life. If even one power is missing, then just as an idol that has an arm missing would not be worthy to be worshipped. In the same way, if one of the powers is missing, you would not be fixed as one of the 8 deities. Secondly, the 8 deities are the ones specially loved by the Bhagats. The specially loved ones means those who are the great, worship-worthy souls. Every Bhagat receives every type of method for success from their specialty loved deities. Here also, those who are to become part of the 8 will be the ones who through their every thought and action show the path in terms of the method and its success to the Brahmin family. They will have all the 8 powers and will be elevated. Great souls who are bestowers of blessings within the family. This is the specialty of the 8 jewels. Meeting groups. 1. The method to remain safe from Maya and the vibrations of the world. Souls who constantly remain absorbed in the love of the one Father and none other remain safe from every type of attack from Maya. When bombs are dropped during a war, everyone remains underground so that they are not harmed, affected by the bombs. So too, when you remain absorbed in love, you will remain safe from Maya and from the vibrations of the world. You will remain constantly safe. Maya will not have the courage to attack you. Remain absorbed in love. This is your means of safety. 2. The signs of jewels who are close to the Father. The souls who remain close to the Father will be colored by the Father's company of truth. The color of the company of the truth is spirituality. So jewels who are close will constantly remain stable in a spiritual stage. While being in a body, they will be detached from their body and stable in their spirituality. Even though the body is visible, the wonder is not to see the body, but to see the soul that is invisible. Those who maintain their spiritual intoxication are able to make Baba their companion because Baba is also the Spirit. 3. The easy method to go beyond the attractions of the old world. Always have the intoxication that you are the masters of the imperishable treasures. All the Father's treasures of knowledge, virtues, happiness, peace, and bliss, etc., are your virtues. A child is automatically the master of his father's property. A soul with all rights has the intoxication of having all rights and is thereby able to forget everything else. You should not be aware of anything other than belonging to one Baba and none other, and you will automatically be able to go beyond the attractions of the old world. The target is always very clear in front of those who maintain their intoxication. The target is to become an angel and a deity. Fourth, the wonderful game of 1 second through which you can pass with honor. The game of 1 second is to be in the body one moment and to go beyond the body in the next and remain stable in the Avyakt stage. Do you practice this game of 1 second so that you are able to remain stable in whatever stage you want as and when you want? The final paper will be of just 1 second. Those who fluctuate in this second will fail, and those who remain unshakable will pass. Do you have such controlling power? Now you should practice this intensely. The more upheaval there is, the more peaceful your stage should be. An ocean is very noisy externally, but deep down it is extremely silent. Similarly, you need to have this practice. Only those who have controlling power will be able to control the world. How would those who are not able to control themselves rule the world? You need the power to pack up in 1 second. You should be able to go into the essence of the expansion and in 1 second go into the expansion of the essence. This is the wonderful game. 5. Continue to swing in the swing of supersensuous joy. Seeing you constantly swinging in happiness, other souls will also experience happiness and forget their sorrows. Your eyes and face should give happiness to others. Become bestowers of happiness to this extent. Those who become such bestowers of happiness cannot experience any waves of sorrow, even in their dreams. Blessing, may you be a jewel of contentment and claim the 3 certificates of contentment by performing elevated actions and leading a yogi life. The indication that you are performing elevated action is that you will be content and others will also be content with you. It should not be that you are content and that it doesn't matter whether or not others are content. When you become one who leads a yogi life, you automatically have an impact on others. If someone is discontent with himself, or if others are not content with him, it can be understood that that soul is not yet yogi-yukt. The 3 certificates of a yogi life are: 1. To be content with the self. 2. The Father is content with you. 3rd, both your lokic and alokic family are content with you. When you have attained all 3 certificates, you can be called a jewel of contentment. Slogan: to remain constantly busy in remembrance and service is the greatest fortune of happiness. Om Shanti.